Welcome, everyone. My name is Mark Simpson. I'm the Associate Commissioner for Media Relations with the Big South Conference Office. And thank you all for being here this afternoon for the special announcement between the Big South Conference, the Charlotte Sports Foundation, and the Charlotte Regional Visitors Authority. We are excited about today. I'd like to introduce the guests behind me who will each speak this afternoon. First, Big South Commissioner Kyle Calander, Winthrop University President Dr. Daniel Mahoney, Charlotte Sports Foundation Executive Director Danny Morrison, CRVA CEO Tom Murray, and the City of Charlotte Councilman Tark Bukhari. With that, we'll begin with the Commissioner, Kyle Calander.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you all for being here today. Really appreciate your attendance. So after 18 months of extensive study and due diligence and over 11,000 collective miles on the part of our committees, studying sites, sitting 5 enthusiastic communities that really were interested in the Big South Conference Championships, the Big South Conference decided to stay home. So I'm very pleased and excited to announce that beginning in the spring of 2021, the Big South Conference men's and women's basketball championships are coming to the home of the Big South Conference headquarters, Charlotte, North Carolina. We were overwhelmed with the tremendous interest we had from a number of different communities. So why Charlotte? During the course of our extensive evaluation, we'd find ourselves continuously comparing the bids to Charlotte. We kept coming back to the Queen City in our deliberations. How does this destination compare to Charlotte? What is more centrally located than Charlotte? What has more to offer than Charlotte? Can the Big South Basketball Championships be more successful in this location than in Charlotte? Well, with the outstanding hotels, entertainment, shopping, sports options, and everything else that Charlotte has to offer, it was clear to us that the answer to all those questions was no. Additionally, the beautiful renovations that have taken place here in the Bojangles Coliseum make this an outstanding facility to host our basketball championships. And certainly the want to on the behalf of leaders here in Charlotte was very convincing. Charlotte is the best destination for the Big South Conference Basketball Championship and our fans. This is a big win for the Big South Conference and a big win for Charlotte. The Big South is well represented here today. We have, as introduced, Dan Mahoney, the president of Winthrop University. It's hard to pull coaches away this time of year from practices and in-season travel, but we're very pleased that Alex Simmons, head women's basketball coach from Gardner-Webb, is with us here today as well. And I'm also pleased to announce that nearly a fifth of the Charlotte City Council are Big South Conference alumni. So Radford's own Tark Bukhari and Greg Phipps is a Hampton University alum. I don't think Greg is Greg here? He's not with us today. I'll also would be remiss if I didn't mention that the president of the Charlotte Hornets, Fred Whitfield, is a Big South Conference alum, a graduate from Campbell University. Unfortunately, Fred couldn't be with us either, but you're all surrounded by Big South Conference graduates. I want to also recognize our great media partner, ESPN. They will be televising the Big South Conference Basketball Championship to a national audience from this very building. With us here today is Dan Margulis, Senior Director of Programming and Acquisitions. Dan, thanks for being here, all you do for the Big South and college athletics. And also Paul Biancardi, a talent who has worked a lot of Big South Conference games. Paul, thanks for being here. Lastly, I certainly want to thank the Charlotte City leaders for their support of the Big South Conference. The City Council members, we've introduced Tark. Appreciate you being here. Larkin Eggleston, thanks for being here. Really appreciate all your support. Certainly the CRVA, Tom Murray, Mike Crum, appreciate all your support. And certainly Danny Morrison, the Charlotte Sports Foundation, appreciate the work they've done on behalf of us as well. So it's great to be in Charlotte. We're excited for the madness to begin. To introduce our next speaker real briefly, Dan Mahoney is the 5th president at Winthrop University. Dan served on the Big South Conference Presidential Special Committee that was charged with evaluating the bids and visiting several of the sites that were interested in hosting the Big South Conference. He was very instrumental in the decision-making process that led to the announcement today. So here to speak on behalf of the Big South Conference Chief Executive Officers is Dan Mahoney. Dan.
Well, thank you. On behalf of the presidents and chancellors in the Big South, I just want to say how excited we are about this. As Kyle mentioned, this was something we have talked about for the last couple of years. And we've been at a high seed host tournament format, and we talked about a neutral site, thinking it was something we could do that would provide a great experience for our student athletes, our fans, and our alumni, and that's really our number one priority. But we knew to do that, we needed to find the right location, the right partners, and the right arena. So we were really fortunate that everything came through here at Charlotte. We felt this was the right place. We have the right partners. Bojangles is the right place to host our conference tournament. Now we have almost 16 months to start planning all the things. We want to make this really more than just a couple of basketball tournaments. We want to do a lot to really take advantage of everything here in Charlotte for our fans and alumni and make this a huge event that will last an entire week for us. So we're very excited about it. I think it provides great opportunities for all of our institutions. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Danny Morrison with the Charlotte Sports Foundation. Let me just say this about Charlotte. Nobody works better together, has more harmony with all the various entities working together. So you got the city, you got the county, you got the CRVA, the Sports Foundation. We all work together, and then the output is a wonderful event like the Big South Men's and Women's Basketball Championship. There is nothing better in March than mid-major basketball, because many cases there's only one team that's going to be going to the tournament, and the pressure in the conference tournaments, you really start in the NCAA tournament in your very first game. So there's nothing better than that kind of basketball. The other thing I'd like to say is there's nobody more highly respected among the commissioners in the country than Kyle Calander. 24 years commissioner. He's done a wonderful job, fabulous job. And to be able to have your office in Charlotte and now bring the tournament to Charlotte. The fans are going to love it. There's nothing better than being in uptown Charlotte and the hotels and things to do. And Kyle already talked about this renovated Coliseum. A lot of the vision from Tom Murray, Mike Crum, the whole CRVA to do the renovation of this project. So we're excited to be a part of it. We're looking forward to it. It should be a great tournament and fun for all the citizens and the alumni of the various schools. So thank you. Tom Murray, CEO, CRVA.
Thanks, Danny, very much. Thanks, everyone from Big South. We're really so excited about this announcement today. Thanks to all the team that worked behind the scenes to make sure this could happen. I think it's really an interesting testament to what's happening in Charlotte as well, that folks want to be in our city. We've made years of investment in our infrastructure. We have done a lot of work out here at Bojangles entertainment complex. You see the construction that's going on with the connector building between our two facilities. It's going to create the perfect hosting opportunity for us for this tournament. We really appreciate your trust in our city and our community, but you are our city, so we're glad that our headquartered Big South is now hosting their tournament here. It's only right, and we're glad that you did your research, but we're also glad that you selected Charlotte. We're really excited about making sure that we could properly welcome all your students, your alumni, all your partners, to make sure that we put on one of the finest conferences they've ever been to, and we're excited about that opportunity. So it's my honor to introduce Tarek Bakari, a city council member from our city. Tarek and many of the council have approved all the investment that have gone into these buildings, that have created these kinds of opportunities for us. We are grateful for their support for the tourism industry and their knowledge and understanding of how important sports and tourism is to our community. So, Tarek, thanks very much.
Thanks, Tom. And let's start by thanking also Councilman Larkin Eggleston, who's with us today, not lucky enough to have attended the Big South, but we are in his district, so we invited him nonetheless. Thank you for your commitment. Obviously, wouldn't be possible without all of our colleagues. For those of you who may not be familiar with the Big South, let me just tell you how excited I am and what I'm looking forward and I expect that a small group of us in this community know, but pretty soon all of Charlotte will know, which is just how special the Big South Conference is. It is something that we can expect to come into our city in the spring of 2021 and bring us highly competitive sports competition. It is going to be, and if you look over the last 5 years, there's been 5 different teams that have been crowned the champion at the end of the Big South Conference tournament. And none better than, in 2018, Radford University, the Highlanders. I mean, clearly, every analyst has said that was the best year of the Big South, probably dating back 7, 8 decades. So every year it's highly competitive, but also every year it's just such an exciting event. It's such passionate fans, passionate athletes and their families. And now we in Charlotte are going to get to experience that. But I also think on the other side of that coin, the Big South family is going to get to experience something new and something very exciting, which is the Charlotte environment, the Charlotte family. And I can tell you, aside from the excitement that this will bring, the one thing we promise to you is this isn't just going to be a tournament, an event that happens somewhere in our city. This is going to be a citywide event. We're going to find ways to energize and engage our community to make this an entire experience that not just the Big South enjoys, but everyone in Charlotte and who is visiting Charlotte during that time. So we're so grateful and gracious for your selection, and we just can't wait for it to happen.
Thank you, Councilman Bakari. At this time, we'll open up for brief questions for the commissioner. Following questions for Commissioner Calander, our guests on the dais will come down and take a group photo in front of the podium. And then after that, we will break for one-on-one interviews in the back of the room. So please raise your hand in the audience if you have a question for the commissioner, and we'll have a microphone to you. So questions for Kyle Calander.
Mike Solarte, Spectrum News. Commissioner, reading the release, it's a 3-year
Yes.
commitment? And is there a thought that after 3 years, this would be revisited to try to extend?
Well, certainly. The reason we wanted a 3-year commitment was to be able to grow and build on the tournament, to develop habits on the part of our fan base and our alumni, to be able to circle the first week in March every year to come to Charlotte and be a part of the Big South Conference Basketball Championship. So certainly as we progress, we will certainly revisit that, but their hope is to be able to be in one place and build the event and really make it special.
Eric Spanberg with the Business Journal. Just curious, how is this tournament drawn historically? And I think this building seats 8,600. Is it, or obviously you'd always like to be sold out, but what's realistic in terms of attendance and ticket sales?
Well, it's hard to compare because we've been on campus for the last several years, and we have what has been called an earned seed format, where the highest remaining seed would host the championship game and the regular season champion hosts the quarterfinals and the semifinals. So the last few years we've been sold out on campus, 5,000 roughly seats. And our fans. And I think before that we were at Winthrop and 6,000 seat arena, and we nearly filled that up that year as well. So we've done pretty well, but those have been on campus. This is going to be a neutral site. So we're encouraged by the following that we have, encouraged by the support we've got from Charlotte to really market and promote this, and we're excited to see what happens moving forward. Easy group. Thank you.